So 3 years of research.
Yes.
When did you decide that you wanted to jump into all of this research? That you were going to take 3 years to research for the script?
Everything started gradually. And I think, I'm not the only one being moved and frustrated with all those, stories and pictures of kids being deprived from, their most basic rights, whether children working or whether children being separated from their families on the Mexican border, whether Indian children working to feed their families, or Syrian children dying from chemical weapons in Syria. We've been bombarded lately with this side of children in those very, very difficult situations, and you always have the feeling that they're paying the highest price for our faults. Children that didn't even ask to be here, whether it's a Syrian child or Lebanese or Palestinian or Indian, a child is a child, and unfortunately they're paying the highest price. And so it was mainly the sight of these children, especially, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, Alan Kurdi, the Syrian kid that was found dead on the shores of Turkey.
The child on the beach.
Yes,
yeah.
On the beach. And I remember very, very clearly when I saw this picture, I thought, when you see this frail, tiny little body, I thought, if this child could talk, what would he say? What would he tell us? How would he address the world? The world and the society that has completely failed him, because this is what we do every day, and this is what we did. What did he think when his body hit the waves and he was struggling, and when he took that rubber, that small plastic rubber boat? Did he know where he was going? What were his dreams? So it was basically this, wanting to understand what is the point of view of those children towards the world they live in, and toward this injustice that they are living every day. And we're not talking about 100 children or 1,000 children. We're talking about millions of children across the world. There's 280 million children now working to feed their families. Working meaning deprived from school, deprived from, their most basic rights. So what is their point of view towards those adults who are us, who are failing them every day, because this is not what's supposed to happen. So it was really based on all that, and wanting to become the voice of those children, and wanting to understand, when you see so many children begging on the street, living in Lebanon, and Lebanon has hosted, over 1.5 million Syrian refugees, and Lebanon is a very small country, so it's almost half the population. So Lebanon is struggling a lot. So the sight of children on the street is something that is really actually part of our daily lives. So I thought, what goes on in the head of this child that is standing next to my car window and that is looking at me, not looking at him? How does it feel to be invisible? How does it feel to be non-existent? And this is how it all started, wanting to know more, and the research started, and then the film, and then the script, and then